What's up, guys? Welcome back to City Skylines, and we're back. And I've actually managed to fix everything that hit the fan last time, because there was a lot of issues with everything last episode. I don't know if you watched that. I'll leave a link in the description, as always. But basically, what happened last time was there was a colossal power grid failure due to lack of materials, so I had to go and get ore and oil, which meant I bought a shit ton of like extra land so that I could actually expand up to the point where I can get oil and minerals. So then it was like there was a massive traffic problem coming into the city, and it just nothing could really move. So there was a lot of problems with the entirety of everything, to be honest. So I just told myself at the end of the episode, look, this isn't interesting gameplay at all. I don't think any of you particularly care. You saw the majority of what I ended up doing. I just ended up trying to fix a few things to make it run a little bit more efficiently. So to just recap really quickly as to what I did, to solve the traffic problem coming into the city, which you can now see is pretty well handled, to be fair. So originally, the only way to get into the city was using this single roundabout at the beginning of the highway here, and all the traffic had to filter through the majority of the city, which just wasn't working. So all of the traffic was either going to the industrial zones out here or the industrial zones in here, and maybe a bit of traffic into here. So to try and take a bit of pressure off of the rest of the city, I ended up making another highway exit out here, which is just like the most simple highway exit I could possibly think of, and basically made it connect up to this road over here, because as you can see, this is now one of the most populated roads in the city. So that kind of took a lot of pressure off of this coming into this part of the city, but then there was still a lot of traffic building up over here to get to the rest of the industrial zones over here, because that's just general, like, dirty industry, basically. So to take a bit of pressure off of that, on the other side over here, I made another entrance that came off of that side and ended up being spit out over here, which then just leads straight through to here, and everybody can filter out into the rest of that, leaving the majority of the residential and high-end residential completely untouched by all of the trucks passing through. Well, not completely, but a lot of pressure was taken off. So now industries can get materials, and so can, like, my power generation plants and stores and such. They can all get goods a lot easier because of the fact that now trucks can actually enter the city without being completely impeded by... Yeah, you get my point. Like, it's basically now stuff moves again. And just to get a little bit more of like raw minerals and oil and such into the city as well, I did hook up a small freight terminal here for trains, just to ensure the fact that if the train, say, is bringing in a shipment of oil or just general goods for the city, that way it can just hook up to here and just instantly be fed right back onto the highway, no problems whatsoever. And it's all set up in a way that it's not going to impede traffic flow at all. Well, at least to the best of my ability. As you can see, I don't hook up to the highway directly. I go up, well, not up, down and around it, and then it's just a feeder ramp onto the highway there, and coming off, it's just... there's the highway ramp to get onto the rest of the highway, and then just a really tiny ramp that just loops up around there. And the only reason it's looking kind of like a snake almost is just because of the fact that traffic does back up along here if a train comes in, because there's this just constant line of traffic coming out of the terminal. So I don't want traffic being backed up onto the highway, so I just gave them a bit more room to go around, and then obviously there's the other highway entrance there. So that's pretty much all I accomplished. I mean, I built out these in the majority because of the fact that I just played for a little while, and that allowed these guys to actually start building again. And the same with this. This is now completely filled with oil industry. So that's kind of how that all played out. And I did fix the power grid as well by putting down one of these here, and then hooking up that coal generator plant to this whole system, and then, as you can see, the power lines running along there and along here as well. And then I just upgraded this road because this is going to be extremely high traffic into this area, so I just upgraded this road as well. Other than that, nothing was added to the main city at all. No other buildings. I did put down a police station. That's pretty much all I actually put down. So other than that, it's still the same thing that you saw. Just a few more upgrades to actually get things moving. It took me like 5 minutes, and it was just like me sitting around looking for a way to actually improve upon the situation that we currently have. So now that everything's actually working again, I've got two options for what I can actually try to achieve this episode. I can either continue building out this area, because I'm not really going to be working on this a whole lot, because even though I could bring out this like lower end residential out to here maybe, I think I could make more bang for buck if I put this, grew it out to like the beginning of the hill, and then made sort of a like a Beverly Hills kind of area here, because this is a pretty steep hill, as you can see. So building just straight up blocks along here isn't really gonna work too well at all. So I'm thinking maybe like just something that'll get some houses up along here, and then continue building something along this flat area up here as well, which would be kind of ideal, really. So let's just get straight on with that. As you can see, I don't actually own that. I don't think can I buy that? Well, I can't buy anything right now, but for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and build this whole area and then build across to here as well, because right now what is in demand is just residential. So for the time being, I'm gonna start working on getting that going, which will be a much needed boost. Okay, that's an issue. Okay, there we go. And we'll just do this as well, just to make it a little bit easier. Okay. Make sure that's got water, and we'll just zone that up. See if that takes care of the demand that is there. And let's just check on healthcare and such along here, because I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Healthcare's still, relatively speaking, pretty good. Fire coverage is not doing so hot, though. So I know these do handle high-end residential pretty well, generally speaking. So we're going to put down one of those just to try and handle, yeah, that did help a lot. And as far as police goes as well, it's doing relatively pretty well as well. I do see a slight issue over here, which I'm just going to do that. There we go. Okay, so with that done, as you can see, people are building. And just to let you guys know, also alongside the fact that I was sitting in-game for a decent amount of time just fixing little stuff, these guys did get upgraded quite a bit, as you can see by like these massive skyscrapers now. Well, not skyscrapers, but much bigger buildings than what were there previously. And so that kind of did, I guess it was unfairly upgraded. I shouldn't have really done that, but I mean, I was just trying to fix everything, and that just kind of happened by accident. So I do apologize about that. Now, I just took a look over here, and I do see the fact that there is a minor issue in the fact that the land value is extremely low. So I wouldn't mind putting down like a stadium of some type, because it would just make sense for a city of this size to have some type of stadium. Let's see what we can do. I do have a lot of mods, so I'm thinking targets, luxury hotel. Surely I must have some type of stadium. I mean, the Maple Leaf Gardens, it is a bit big, to be fair, but, I mean, that would help, wouldn't it? I think I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, Maple Leaf Gardens, so that should improve land value a bit-ish. We're just gonna zone this as well, just for now. That should have water. No, it doesn't. Okay. Just do that. Huh. That didn't improve land value at all? Really? Okay, how about something like... or something easy to build? This. Can I actually fit that into a block? Yeah, I can. Alright, we're going to go ahead and place that there. And that should improve land value a bit-ish. Maybe. Please? Why isn't this working? Land value should be improving now. If I put down a park. Improve! that, like, barely helped. This is really weird. This should be improving stuff, at least a little bit. That's not zoned up at all. That's improved quite a bit, actually. Put down a park like here. That should technically improve it, even though it really doesn't. Okay, well that helped. So I would be putting down more along here, but I really just don't care about this because that's not gonna give me a huge amount of people. Like it'll upgrade houses to make it look a little bit nicer, but it's not really gonna help me in the long run at all. So it's just kind of a pointless upgrade in my opinion. So I'm just not even gonna bother. I'm just not gonna do anything. So yeah. If you think I should, I mean, it's pretty easy to do. Just drop a comment in the comment section, and I will just start doing that a little bit. But personally, I think investing all of the like landmarks and stuff into this area will do a lot more for the city than investing it into the little tiny low-end residential crap. So that would work quite nicely, actually. That's just honestly, I think it would do a lot more for the city, so I'm just not gonna bother. So now that's being driven down. There's no industry or like anything else type of demand for this whole city right now. There's like no job demand, which I'm thinking means that unemployment should be pretty damn good in that case. Which it's gone up from a couple episodes ago, but I mean, unemployment's only 11%, which isn't horrible. But there's like no demand for jobs at all. But then again, there's also no demand for residential. That's interesting. Alright, well let's look at this, I guess, because right now, not a whole lot of bus lines running out here. Let's get another bus line going. If it hops across there, yeah, that should work pretty easily. I'm dumb. Wait, no, I'm not. Is that a one-way? Oh, no, it's not. Why can't I go... Actually, that totally could be a one-way. It is. Ah. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna jump across the one-way there. I'm not really sure why that's a one-way at all, to be honest, because it just doesn't really make any sense. But, I mean, alright, I guess that's a one-way now. I'll take a look at why that is, but like, I really have no idea. It shouldn't be a one-way. That doesn't make any sense for it to be a one-way for, like, a single block, and then pick up as a two-way, literally a block after it. But, we'll go with that, sure. So that cuts across there, which is good. Okay, there's now finally a bit of demand, so let's try and capitalize upon that. And we'll see what this ends up being zoned up as, because if people want more housing by the end of the time that this block is done, then we'll zone up more housing. If not, then we'll zone up more businesses. Really? I put in high-end residential. Is this... Yeah, no, that's most definitely the right type, but it's built me a shop till you drop. Okay, alright, I mean, not exactly what I was looking for when I built that, but we'll go with it. So, as we've got this, so pretty clear what that's being zoned up as. Built that there. So now, as far as this bit goes here, not really sure. I'm definitely going to be using little tiny roads. But see, there's like slope too steep warnings and such. So if I loop this like this, and then try and cut it back across on just a massive sort of switchback, I want to try and capitalize upon as much land as possible going up here. So like if I can build a road, no, that's not going to happen. There's that. I really don't know. I do have $1 million, which is cool, I guess. But I'm not 100% sure. Speaking of money, this should be something that we do address sooner than later. Let's put one of you down there. How about high schools? That's not doing too well either. Let's put down one of those. And universities. There's now an eligible 1,500 people. I think it's almost a good enough time for now. But we're gonna hold out until another episode later. Oh, death care. That's not doing too well, is it? Even though I've got 2 of them there. Do I have a better crematorium? Yes, I do. Alright, we're gonna put a better crematorium down over here. We're just gonna place 2 of them just to try and improve upon things. You guys are building now, and wow. What is up with all the upgrades? Jeez. Alright, well that's cool, I guess. Right. So, now, if we build out to here. What's going on? That's on a slant, apparently. Ooh. Oh, lets that happen. Okay. So that will work, I suppose. Let's go ahead and string water up these hills here. We're not really gonna build a huge amount on there, probably not until next episode. But we're gonna have to see, because right now I can easily zone this up as residential. And we'll just make these 2 there like that, and then do a bit of that, and maybe make these the last kind of big ones. But then, and I could even say like that maybe. But from there, these hills right here are gonna be probably only good enough for the little tiny houses along here. So as far as police stations and such goes, that's a prison, don't really need that. But a smaller type of police station that's still gonna do well. A little fire station that's still gonna do well, and then a medical clinic of some type that's actually gonna work. So I think I can just go with the default little medical station there, and then also just a crematorium, just to keep everything on a better system, I suppose you could say. We're just gonna do this because that's what's in demand currently. So we'll put a few little stores. Hopefully that will get a few things building, at least a bit. One thing I do want to change though, where is the little tiny fire station? Oh, something's building there. Oh, come on. Alright, that's going to be the limit as far as that goes. And then just do you and do that. Okay. So they will get power just until something begins building along here, but until then, I may actually need to build all of this as these guys, because that's all that's in demand currently. Just tiny little businesses, so that's weird, but alright, I'll take it. I just need someone to build somewhere around in here. We're getting close. Someone built there. Literally like right there, and like just enough to link up the power grids, and that'll do very nice. Oh, come on. Oh. There's one. We need one more, like right there. Hey, there we go. Okay. So that's working out pretty well. We're 50% there. We're halfway there, which is good. And I think that's a good place to leave the episode, honestly, because 50% there, we're at 20, we're basically at 25,000, and I set the goal for 50,000 at the end of this whole thing. And so, the fact that we've got this going, is pretty decent. And I think a realistic goal for next episode would to be get this thing to 50,000. I think I can do that. But we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to really experiment to see if we can actually pull that off. I think we can, but it'll be interesting to see. Really will. So, yeah. On that, leaving it at now 25,500, I think I'm gonna end the episode. So if you did enjoy this video, drop a like, hit that like button, because there will be another episode. I'm gonna record these back to back, so you can guarantee that this next episode will be sort of uploaded in genuinely good amount of time, not just like whenever I decide to actually record this, because this was recorded the day I'm uploading it, basically, which is going to be a bit odd, but, ooh. So yeah, but basically, if you do want to see the end of this series, which I'm hoping will be next episode, I think it will. I think that's genuinely a possibility if we actually get this going, but yeah, we're gonna have to just see. So yeah, on the note of now 26,000 people in the city, as I've just been sitting here making the outro, I will see you guys tomorrow for the next episode of this, and hopefully that will be the last one. I'll see you next time.